Hey everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. We are doing another Mystery Mystic reading. We are continuing on with part 2 of the detailed oracle reading surrounding what happened to Sigrid Stevenson, a 25-year-old grad student out of, well, she was originally from Livermore, California, but this happened on a college campus in 1977. It's a cold case, and how I was brought to her case was through Unsolved Mysteries. I watched the latest volume or latest installment. They don't call it seasons on there on Netflix, but they had a recent drop on July 31st, 2024 of new episodes. So I love me some Unsolved Mysteries. I watched this particular episode and I felt called to do the reading. If you want more of a background on it, check out my part 1 for Sigrid's reading, and it is time-stamped where the intro or the background of her case, from my perspective, starts, and then you can get caught up to speed, or you can watch Unsolved Mysteries. You can catch that episode. It just dropped, so you could watch it and see what you think. The thing about Unsolved Mysteries, though, to bear in mind whenever you're watching, is that there's probably a lot that's not being said, a lot that's slanted for entertainment value. So we take that in consideration as we watch, right? That's just what I'm going to say there, because a lot of stuff may not be included that the police know or the public knows it locally, but that we don't know as the viewers watching the Unsolved Mysteries episode. So yeah, so check out part 1. I did an opening reading there, and that was eye-opening. Now we're looking for more clues as to who did this to her. We have devious. So this is from my Defining Characteristics Oracle. We have woman. That kind of reminds me of her. Someone who wears glasses. You know what's interesting? We have short hair. You know what's interesting is that in part 1, there was the accomplice card that came up. Someone who could have helped the person keep their cover. Yeah, we'll talk more about that in a moment. We have tall. Okay, let's see. Short hair, tall. I'm starting to feel like there's the main perp who did the act, and some female who's supportive in his life helped him cover it up. Obese or weight? Overweight. Isn't that something? All right, so devious. Let me zoom in so you all can see it up close. Sometimes when I get this card, it could be that someone really looks devious, like this character here in this card. But sometimes it could be the energy that they're emitting or giving off. And that's what I'm sensing here. Like, I get a strong sense from part 1's oracle reading that we did for Sigrid's this case, that she caught whiff of the devious nature of the person who took her life. She was familiar with this person, is what I got. She even considered them at one point friend or friendly. They gave off this energy that they had her best interest at heart, but in the end, there were devious vibes. Sometimes it's the way you look, and sometimes it's the way you act and the way you move. And this person was acting and moving towards the very end of her life, very devious-like. So then we have woman. And I get a sense that with the accomplice card that came up, I'm pretty sure it came up in this reading, if my memory serves me correct. That was earlier today. That somebody helped the perp to maintain their cover, because the perp at some point had to share something, or and very soon after the crime even. And so that's what makes this person, the secondary person, an accomplice to it, because it was very soon after that they knew that there was a connection between the guilty party and Sigrid. And they proceeded to continue with the cover-up. Now, it could be someone who helped him before. I do think it's a man, the culprit of this. Some people would say, oh, no, it's a devious woman in her life to make, and then, but no, it's not, because the DNA was from a man. But a woman with that accomplice card that came up in part 1, that I wholeheartedly believe. We've got 2 different people wearing glasses in the cards. We have the glasses card, and then we have this woman with short hair. Could be a woman with short hair at the time in 1977 when this happened, or it could be she has short hair now. She might be living. The actual perp might be deceased, or vice versa. But short hair. Someone has short hair. Wears glasses. Both of them wears glasses. Needs glasses. Wears glasses. A prominent part of the look of the person. A defining characteristic. Tall. Let's talk about the tall card. So this is where I'm getting this energy of a male who's responsible. Ultimately, he's tall. Exceptionally tall. He may even have a beard like this or a mustache now or back then. Like a hearty, full beard and mustache, or facial hair, lots of facial hair. Like, I get a sense that if he didn't at the time in 1977, he quickly grew it out to distance himself from what he had done to Sigrid. So he changed his look just in case witnesses who might be near the campus, who've seen someone fleeing, might be confused. Okay. And we have obese or overweight. So there's 2 people depicted here, a man and a woman. They could either have been obese and overweight back then, or obese and overweight now. One or both. 2 people. That's what I'm picking up there. Move on to the Who Clarifying Oracle. Look. Masculine energy. Masculine energy. Snake, horse, probably 2 parties, right? Anything else from this deck, Spirit, you want to share with us? Secret, anything you want to share with us? I'll show you what I'm looking at. Okay. Okay. All right, let me show y'all what I'm looking at here. These are interesting. So we have masculine energy. That is the main perp. That is the person who's responsible, who's the thrust of why all this occurred. Okay. We have multiple Chinese astrology cards. This would denote either a key witness, someone who's an accomplice or an accessory after the fact, or it could be the main perp themselves, or there's also characteristics listed on each of these cards and years of birth and incompatibility on these cards. So I look at that. We have snake. First of all, the word snake is just interesting in and of itself. So when I'm mentoring people who want to become readers, I'm like, look at everything, the images, and also take in what you're feeling when you're looking at the cards. The keywords are telling you something. Sometimes the messages here are saying something. And guess what? The cards are talking. to each other and to us. So, snake. This person moved like a snake. Devious. Some of the key years that this person may have been born in, we have 1960, well, let me just read all of them. 1941, 1953, 1965, look at that, 1977 is on here. So the snake, the person is responsible for taking her life in 1977, because 1977 is sitting right there. It's this person. I think I was born on the cusp of I think I'm born in the monkey year, I think. But I'm like, my birthday's like right at the cusp of the prior animal. But this person, we have 1941, 1953, 1965, and 1977. There's subsequent years, but they don't apply because the crime happened in 1977. It's almost like Spirit wanted us to look at this and say, stop at 1977. No need to look back here, right? Obviously. But there is something here. Because like 2013 may have been when there might have, like these years, subsequent years are when people might have been interested in trying to help crack the case. And then there's 2025, which is next year. So there could be something more developing here. We'll see. Okay, this person is philosophical, organized, intelligent, intuitive, elegant, attentive, mysterious, and decisive. Don't that sound like a professor or somebody who's studious to you? Philosophical? Yes. Horse. So this is a secondary person. We have 1942, 1954, 1966, 1978, 1990, and then so forth and so on. We got 2002, 2014, 2026, but we're going to stop at that 1978 for a moment to capture who might be the horse. So perhaps the person who helped the main attacker, the main perp, to cover up. We have the key phrases for the horse: adaptable, loyal, courageous. You have to be courageous to be covering up for somebody for murder, right? Ambitious, intelligent, energetic, adventurous, and strong. Getting power couple vibes too. I don't know. Coming in with advice and guidance. Could be a fellow student, I suppose. But I feel like it's someone that's employed at the university. I'll just say that. I'll leave it there. You let me know what you think this card is. Coming in with advice and guidance. It could be a boyfriend. Could be just not somebody who, it doesn't necessarily have to be a professor or someone who works their advisor, but I don't know. We have a couple of astrological signs, and we have the Tiger card. Could be a third party who unwittingly helped, or wittingly but reluctantly. 1938, 1950, 1962, 1974, 1986. So I don't know. This person's level of involvement feels distant, So we have enthusiastic, courageous, ambitious, competitive, leadership, confidence, and charismatic. And this could be like, so this is the snake over the tiger. This could be like, this person's philosophical, but they are also highly competitive, and they consider themselves a leader and courageous and highly charismatic. I don't know. It could be that this is like an amplification of the snake energy. The astrological cards we got was Pisces and Capricorn. So Pisces, the time period is February 19th to March 20th. Those time frames could be of significance to the case in the past, prior to when this happened to her, or when information could reveal itself. A person with the sun, moon, or rising of Pisces could be involved. Strengths are empathetic, intuitive, artistic. Weaknesses, escapist, secretive, and impressionable. And sometimes it's just these things that we need to look at with these astrological cards, these like characteristics or traits. Capricorn, another person involved. December 22nd to January 19th. Strengths, ambitious, responsible, independent. Weaknesses, pessimistic, condescending, pretentious. It's really starting to shape out the personalities of these people. We have admirer. Main perp was an admirer of Sigrid. Maybe Sigrid admired this person, put them on a pedestal until right before she passed, and realized that this person is not what they say they are. They try to show up as a tiger, but really they're a snake in the grass. Only out for self and indulging like the snake. Like you think of the snake in the Adam and Eve story, right? I don't know, that's the vibe I'm picking up on. Okay, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to snap some pictures and I'll be right back. Now we're going to try to see if we can sift out the occupations, like either prior occupations prior to when this happened to her. Oh, crap. Education flew out. It could be an occupation, so when, like, right before, like in the past, like for the perp, when the crime occurred in 1977, and then future occupations. So the first card that flew out as I'm shuffling is education. It says teacher, tutor, principal, administrative staff. That's the vibe I'm getting. Event planner, perhaps the accomplice. Writing, and we'll pull one more. Hard labor. A person or persons could have a past occupation of hard labor, landscaping, construction, carpentry, dirty jobs, or maybe likes to do this on the side. You know, it could be that maybe in present day or after, like in the 80s and 90s and shoot, the 2000s, this person could work with their hands more so than when they were in the world of academia, is what I'm sensing here. So we have education we talked about. That's interesting. Whoa. Then we have event planner, parties, showers, weddings, and corporate events. This feels like maybe the woman accomplice that I'm picking up on. Writing, I suppose, could be either one of them. They've written books, or maybe the person I'm thinking of who did this to her, who actually caused her death, Sigrid's death, has publications published somewhere. Writing before the crime, after the crime, has written works, allegedly. We have here the keywords of columnist, author, editor, copywriter, transcriptionist. So it could be occupations that one or both of them held or had at one point or another. Hard labor, landscaping, construction, carpentry, dirty jobs. We talked about that one. So that's what I've got from this occupations oracle. And what I say with this is, you know, all of this is alleged. This is all just us looking at what the cards are saying. And I don't know who would fit the bill on this. But I'm going to see about it. I'm going to do a little research. All right. I'll be back. Oh, sorry for the glare. I'll be sure to take a picture without the glare. Okay, so working with the Divine Crime Oracle, see if there's any additional bits of information to reveal. about this case, about what's to come, about who did it, why. Just seeking some additional insights. Sorry for the glare. But y'all know I can't help it. If I would, I could. I feel like this came up before. But we're gonna stop here. Now we got short hair, another card of short hair again. That's in shaved. That's interesting. I'll set that to the side and I'll tell you why in a moment. So we're gonna sit these off over here. And we got the first card, changed appearance, new hairstyle, different clothing, makeup, facial hair. Remember I said that earlier? I feel like the person soon after changed their appearance. If they were skinny, they gained weight. If they had a lot of weight on them, they lost it. If they didn't have facial hair, they grew facial hair. Maybe even dyed their hair, changed their appearance, changed their hairstyle, changed their look, changed their style. Wore glasses before, don't wear glasses now, or vice versa. Got it? So that's what I'm getting there. We have here years. Oh my God, it's been decades. So it could be that it may be several more years before we get answers, but we'll get them. It could be that it was, you know, this thing has been going on for years, but I get a sense Spirit is like, don't expect something right away. It might be one of those things where we're all, like I'm in my mid-40s, it'll be like, oh, I'm in my mid-50s or something when we're like, oh, someone did a DNA test and their distant familial DNA connection linked them to the person who took Sigrid's life. Could be something like that. I say that because we also have death, but the death card, as soon as I saw it, you know what I thought? I thought that the person who's mainly responsible, or even the accomplice as well, may have died. Okay? That's a real possibility with this crime happening in 1977, and it's now 2024. I'm recording this August 4th, 2024. We have here unknown to police, not in the system, clean record. That would explain why the DNA never yielded any results. For both, you know, for the person who left the DNA and also to the person who helped, the person or persons who helped cover it up. We have planned. You know what's so interesting? Well, I'll tell you what's interesting in a moment. We have planned 35 to 60 kilometers. Internet messaging and social media. That's an interesting one. I know there's been some web sleuths and armchair detectives looking at this case. People who, you know, attended the university and really wanted to bring justice for Sigrid, to help in that. So there's that, and that could be also too what helps unlock what happens. I mean, it's really sad that her case hasn't been resolved or solved yet. We have, now this is what's interesting to me, and you all can let me know what you think. We have planned, an opportunity, random, and impulse. That almost doesn't go with one another, but it could be an impulsive person who sees the opportunity knowing that she would be in that hall by herself, that they could easily subdue her and do what they want to do, and planned it. We got a premeditated planned card from my Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle deck in part 1. So it was devious in that it was planned, but it was because someone was seizing the opportunity. Once she went into dorm life, Sigrid was not going to be so easily accessible. but I think it just went too far. And this person acted on impulse and took her life. It just was really just sick too. How it was described on Unsolved Mysteries, and then I read a couple of articles about what happened to her. It just is, I can't even imagine, and it's horrific. It's horrific what this person did to her, but it was planned. And we have here short hair, shaved. That seems to be something Spirit keeps wanting to drive home, so I'll just leave that there. Wants to drive home about short hair or shaved. It's just horrific, though. And I think I want her case to be solved. I want all the cases when it involves someone's life being taken or harmed, or, we want justice for them. It's not right. Well, yeah, not right. I'll pause here for a moment. I forgot, we didn't touch on the 35 to 60 kilometers, but what I'll say is this: it could be that someone who lived in that proximity to the university, who lived there then in 1977 or before, and lived there shortly thereafter, and maybe they lived very nearby and then they moved this distance. Never too far. The internet and messaging social media card could also speak to, which is this card right here, could also speak to the person up until maybe they passed or up until they couldn't anymore, was following her case to see if ever there were articles mentioning that there was a breakthrough in the case, or seeing who was suspected. So there was somebody constantly following up. Yeah. That's interesting to me. So now we're going to work with this deck. Trace evidence. Telling cards. Yeah. Got that feeling. That's an interesting card. Okay, so I'll show you what we got. Fraud. So someone is perpetuating as one way, but is really another, who did fraudulent things in the past, present, or future, will do fraudulent things, is a fraud. Someone pursued them as a fraud. They maybe have been charged later with defrauding something, or some entity or some person. So we have that. We have son, somebody's son. This person may have had a son. Okay. So a male. We have lost. Searching for answers, but still the law enforcement is quite lost in all of this. I don't know if, unless we talked about what it would take to crack the case in part 1, and it really is fleshed out here. It's going to take years, and it's going to be looking at that DNA evidence we talked about in part 1. Let me scoop this back so you can see all of the cards. So sorry for the glare, you guys. Let me turn this lamp. See if that helps a little. Not really. This is my overhead light. Sorry. Okay, that's okay. We'll just move on. So we have woman, again denoting a male and female, and I suppose this could represent her being watched, but I really feel like there's another person involved. And then we have S-killer, someone who may have done something terrible before or after Sigrid's death. Maybe this could indicate someone who was an SK, whether they were near her or she considered her a friend or not, that they are this, or they have the propensity or had the propensity to become this. And this is like very antisocial, type of behavior and alarming. And so I think that Sigrid was very intuitive and could pick up on things and sense this out with this person. That's why she felt the need to go onto the campus. She didn't want to stay anymore, or, you know, she didn't want to accept the offer. Felt fraudulent. We have dark hair color. One or both of the people who are involved, and what I mean by involved is the person who took her life and the person who helped cover it up. One or both of them have dark hair color. Could have changed the color, but there. We have greedy. We talked about that in part 1, where it's like this person has a greedy vibe to them. Want what they feel like they can't have. Greedy in life. Greedy before and after Sigrid's death. And then friends. As if Spirit just wanted to really solidify. Wanted to solidify. This is not just a random stranger who did this, who stumbled off from wherever, some main city drag in New Jersey. This was somebody close to her, someone she at one point considered a friend, or someone who was an ally, not an adversary. And this card can signal that maybe her friends actually met the person who did this. Maybe they know her friends in college. Could mean that as well. Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap up with the timing cards. We're going to just see if there's any timing elements to be aware of as it relates to Sigrid's case. Trust in divine timing. This is from the Wind Clarifying Oracle. I'm going to be taking pictures of all these sets of cards. Anything else from this deck? If not, we'll stop shuffling. Oh. You will hear news soon. That's hopeful. Hopefully the family, or who it remains. And I'm sure parents have passed on at this point. Maybe other loved ones. I can't shuffle tonight. Can't shuffle my own deck. This is the This Time Oracle. I hope we hear news soon. I don't know what that's saying. We got This Time Oracle. One of those decks I made. All decks are available in the link in the description box. One thinner month. Next month. Sunday. I don't know what day of the week she passed on. I don't know. And I'm just going to show you what we've got that came up. I know that the years card is signaling to me that it may be several more years before we get answers. Trust in divine timing. Trust in the karmic retribution of the universe, right? You will hear news soon. Maybe law enforcement will catch a break after this. Maybe somebody will remember something. A loved one of a loved one, a family member of the perp. We may not be privy to that information. Law enforcement may be privy to it, or the family even who remains, but we may not be. We have within a month. These, and we also got next month. To me, you know what I think of? I mean, sure, this could mean present day, 2024, but I think this is in the past. Like, this was like within a month, she had stayed with the person, or not stayed, but was really dealing with the perp. And that's why that's why Sigrid considered this person a friend or someone she could trust. And then she had plans by the next month to get ready to do what she needed to do to wait it out so she could get into the dorm. And then Sunday is of significance, as is the waning gibbous moon. I'll have to look up. I don't know what that, sometimes these moon phases is just simply saying this was a phase, a cycle in her life, and that's what it was. I suppose these cards could be like news is going to break in the next month or so, but I doubt it. I think this is speaking to an important time frame for law enforcement to really hone in on was who she was interacting with within a month of her death. Who she was staying with, who made promises to her. Her friends might know that. They might recall conversations they had with her prior to her death, and who she was dealing with, and who promised her this, and who promised her that. And Sunday is of significance. The Sunday preceding her death, a Sunday we find out information, but Sunday is of importance. So I'll just set these off to the side, but that's it, friends. I'm going to zoom out a little so we can, so we can see some of these cards. I'm going to set them up and make them a lot more neater as I do, because I like to review the pictures later to see if anything else comes up to me after I do the reading. But yeah, my basic takeaway from this case is that she knew the attacker. They knew she was in there. They had a conversation about her staying now at the hall, or she making it seem like, she's going to be staying elsewhere, but she wasn't. This person wanted more from her intimately. They wanted something from her she was not willing or prepared to give, and they took it. Greedy. She knew of this person. This person at least planned the sense of taking their behind down to Kendall Hall and doing this heinous act. They intended at the very least to take something from her. And when she put up a fight and a struggle, all hell broke loose. And this person took her life. And there's someone who has helped throughout the decades. Someone has helped the main perpetrator to keep it covered up. I'm getting somebody who worked for the university, someone in a position that is considered prestigious. I would surmise maybe a professor, but this is all alleged. You let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about this case. What are your takeaways? Who do you think may be the main one? We know that there has been different allegations to the folks who were in the play that was happening at Kendall Hall right before her death. There was, maybe staff that worked for the university, or the cleaning crew, or the night shift officers, campus officers, or law enforcement. There's all these different speculations. Maybe a stranger stumbled onto the campus and did this. So I'm open to whatever intuitively came up for you, because it's always interesting to see how you interpret the cards that came here in the reading, or if you did your own reading, what came up. And it's so enlightening when you share your cards and your interpretations, and we see how they talk to my reading, talks to yours talks to mine. So don't be shy, leave a comment down below. Do me a favor, on your way out, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. After this, I'll probably be taking a break from Mystery Mystic Mondays again. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't pop on to do a reading, for Mystery Mystic. I've just been kind of going with the flow, and when I feel called to do a reading, I do it, and then I give myself a break. So that's how we're rolling over here. But if you have case suggestions, leave a comment, or you know how to follow the prompts of filling out a form or emailing me, and let me know what you have to recommend. And I do keep a list, friends. I do keep a list of those who make suggestions, and I still have that list, and I even keep track of the date when it was recommended, and who recommended it, and what platform, and what method. I'm that anal. All right, take good care of yourselves. My sincerest condolences to those who loved and cherished Sigrid. And I am so sorry that this happened to this bright light. She was such a bright light, a piano prodigy, this one. And for her to have to lose her life in such a tragic and horrendous way is just unforgivable, really. So, yeah. All right. Bye for now.